Okay guys, so to get started, I am going to pull my hair back just to get it out of my face so it's not annoying y'all, and get started. Okay, so the first thing is you've got three main ways to fill in your brows. You've got powders, pencils, and gels or pomades. So my personal favorite way to do my eyebrows is with a gel. But that is also depending on the look. That's if I'm going with a heavier makeup look. If I'm going with something very light on my eyes, I usually like to go in with a powder because that seems to be the most natural way to me. Excuse me. Alright, so I'm going to show y'all all three ways today. I'm going to try to. I'm going to do one eyebrow with powder, one eyebrow with pencil. And since those ways are both a little bit more natural than gel, I'm going to take that off and then I'm going to go back over and do my eyebrows how I would with gel, which is how I like it and how I want to do it today. But I do want to show y'all all three ways just for somebody, just in case somebody doesn't want to use a gel or a pencil and they want to use a powder or a pencil. I want everybody to be able to get something out of this tutorial. First thing first that I do, now I do want to mention I usually use a spoolie to do my eyebrows to brush them down and to blend my gel, powder, whatever later on. My spoolie has gone MIA. I think it has something to do with the little 3-foot tall munchkin in the other room. Just a guess. But anyways, that has gone missing, so I'm going to be using this brush. I'm sure y'all have seen one of these before. It's just got the soft bristles over here and then the hard little comb. So I'm just going to be using this. This will work too if this is all you have. A spoolie is a little bit easier to work with though. First I'm going to go in just with a makeup wipe and I'm just going to clean up the area very well. I have a little bit of residue makeup from last night. So I'm just going to make sure and clean it up really well. You don't want to be going over any old product. It'll just make your eyebrows look splotchy. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go in with this little brush and I'm just going to brush out my brows just to get them the shape or the laying the way that I want them to lay. So like I said, I'm going to do the powder first. I'm going in with an angled eyeliner brush. And then, now this stuff looks totally old and gross, but this is what I used to use. It's still really good. It is the NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder in Brunette. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this darkest color and I'm going to put my brush in there and get that a little bit of that on my brush. Alright, so I'm going to take this angled eyeliner brush. This is what I'm going to use to apply the powder or the gel. This is what I use. Now I like something angled. To me it makes it a lot easier to make the precise points. So I like to use the angled. You can use whatever you want to use. So I'm going to go into this darkest color here. And then I'm just going to get a little bit. And I'm going to start halfway and back. You don't want to start in the front of your brow. If you start in the front of your brow, then, excuse my unmanicured nails. If you start in the front of your brow, you're going to put too much product and it's going to look too unnatural or too harsh. So you want to start halfway back. So I'm going to go in. And with powder, since I'm usually going for a more natural look, I do short strokes. Now I don't have a whole lot of tail on my eyebrows, so I like to extend it just a little bit, but I keep it in line with the corner of my eye, along this lower part of my eyebrow. Now, I'm a messy eyebrow person. I'm messy. I don't like to spend a whole lot of time perfecting it because I always go back with concealer and clean it up. It makes life easier. So this isn't going to be totally perfect, but I will go back. So now I'm going to go and just start filling in a little bit. Now I'm going to work along that top line. Again, short strokes. You really want the top to be the more natural area. What you can do next is, what I'm going to do is go into that lighter color, or you can just go with less product into the front if you don't have as a duo color eyebrow kit. You can just go in with less product towards the front, but I'm going to go in with this lighter color. And I'm just going to bring it along the bottom here. See, I'm getting messy with it. And then just like I did on the tail, I'm going to bring it up, making short strokes. And then to the top, just going to even that line out. So I'm going to go back in with a darker color, and I'm going to add on up here to the top. I want my brow to be a wee bit thicker. And angle that arch just a bit more. And then I'm going to emphasize. Really, I lost the footage from this point on with the powders. All I did was blend in the powder and apply concealer on the edges of the brow. You will see this done with the pencil and with the gel later on in the video. It is the same exact thing. I'm really sorry, guys. Alright guys, so like I said, now I'm going to go in with the pencil. I don't like using pencils particularly. They're not my favorite. I feel like they're a little bit harder to have control with, but some people really love pencils. So I'm going to be going in with this NYX eyebrow pencil in the color dark brown. So I'm just going to brush out my eyebrow once again to the shape that I want. And then I'm going to go in on the outer half of the eyebrow, and I'm just going to make short strokes just like I did with the powder. Pencil here is very soft. I would suggest getting something a little bit harder. When something is harder, it's easier to control. You have to put more pressure on it to get product. This, where you barely touch it and you get tons of product, which makes for that a messy brow. So I would suggest either something skinnier like the Anastasia Brow Wiz, or something harder. Okay. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to line the lower part of my eyebrow, just how I did with the powder. But I'm going to stop there. This product is so dark, I don't want to go any further. And then I'm just going to flick it upwards just a bit. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. That product is going to blend forwards a lot. So I'm going to stop there. And then I'm just going to go back and touch up anywhere that needs to be touched up. And then I'm going to get my tool to blend. So I'm going to blend this, and this is going to get kind of messy. I wish I had another brow pencil to show you all this with, but I don't usually use pencils. So it is kind of not the best pencil to use. I'm just going to blend that out very well on the end. And then I'm going to slowly start blending it forwards and upwards. Just to kind of go along with that brow shape. Alright. So just like last time, I'm going to go on with the concealer, and we've got a lot more cleaning up to do on this brow, but the concealer will knock it out.
What is it all about? What is it?
And there's your difference. The powder is much lighter, much more natural. Very good for people who are just starting out. Alright guys, so my eyebrows are clean now, so I'm going to move on to doing my favorite method of doing my eyebrows. So this is going to be my updated eyebrow routine. This is my eyebrows with nothing on them. I've got good sized eyebrows. They're a little sparse here and there. And then my main area that I like to fix is the tail of my eyebrow. It is not very long. I have plucked the crud out of I've plucked the crap out of my eyebrows, and my tails, they come like that with my eye, and that just doesn't look cute to me. So I like to extend it. So that's my natural eyebrow shape. Now you can have any eyebrow shape and fill your eyebrows to be whatever shape you want. You just have to work with it. You may have to fill in more, you may have to fill in less, whatever you want to do to get the eyebrow shape that you want. So I'm going to show y'all how I do my eyebrows. So I'm going to be taking my favorite product. This is the Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Eyeliner in the color Brown. And then I'm just going to be taking that same angled brush as I did earlier. So I'm just going to take that brush and I'm just going to dip it in and get a little bit of product, not too much. And then I'm going to flatten my brush back out good and flat so that I can get a nice shape. The outer half of the eyebrow on the bottom of the brow. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to draw a line. I push and I kind of let the brow guide me. But I do this method a little bit different than the powder and the pencil. I outline my eyebrow first before I fill it in. Now I'm just going to go back and get a little bit more product and just make sure I get that outline the color I want. So now that I've got that outer outline, the shape that I want, I'm going to go in with a little bit more product and fill it in. Just going to fill it in to get a nice opaque color. I usually still wear it just in case, but you could if you wanted to. And so now I'm going to start moving forward on my brow. And I'm going to do this first by making a line on the bottom of the brow. So I drew in that line. Now I'm going to take a little bit more product and I'm going to start flicking it upwards. This is going to give a little bit more of a natural appearance. The eyebrow isn't as thick on the end as I like it to be, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit. Now when you want to thicken up your eyebrow, you usually want to move up. Well, no. Alright, so that eyebrow is filled in. I'm gonna go in with this brush and blend. I usually, when I'm using gel, only blend really the front part of the brow. That's all I need to blend. And sometimes if I blend the outer half, it kind of makes it look a little splotchy. So I'm just going to be blending the inner. And I'm really going to blend the front of the eyebrow. I want that ombre. So I'm going to go along that bottom edge using a bit more concealer since it's a bit messy. Up around the arch just a bit. But like I said, if I thin up, I'm going to start from the bottom. I'm not going to thin on the top. I want to thin on the bottom. You want to give more eyelid space. Alright, so that's the brow how I want it. It still doesn't look completely clean though. And that's because since I thinned it upwards, I've got some hairs that are trying to hang down. They point with eyebrow gel. And I'm just going to fix that. I'm going to pull my eyebrows, the hairs up just a bit. Just so that they don't hang out down past that line, because you don't want that to... You don't want them to do that because it can look kind of sloppy. So that's the brow so far. Now, this is the point in time where if I have any hairs that are just too low or they're bothering me, they look funny, this is where I'm going to go and pluck or shave. I'm going to pluck this eyebrow and then I will shave this one when I do it, just to show you the difference. So I'm just going to do through this brow and then I will show you how. I'm going to do through this brow and then I will show you how I shave it. One thing I do want to say before I do this brow is just remember that your brows will never be the same. It is almost impossible. You're going to spend hours trying to get them to look exact. Just get them to the closest you can and be done with it. Most people aren't even going to notice.
What is it all about? What is the purpose of
Alright, so now I'm going to go in and use the razor that I was talking about to groom this eyebrow. This eyebrow is not as bad as the other one, so it'll be a little bit easier to do this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of moisturizer. This is going to act as my shaving cream. Another thing I really like to use is the EOS shaving cream because it's a wet dry shaving cream and it's very creamy rather than that, what is that? Rather than that shaving cream consistency. It's more like a lotion consistency. But I'm just going to take this moisturizer and I'm going to put it right under my eyebrow. Now this is going to take off some of your concealer, but that's not a big deal. I'm going to bring just a little bit on top. Alright, so I'm going to take my razor and I'm just going to go against the direction of the hairs. Go and just do one more quick coat of brow gel just to make sure the brow hairs that I didn't pluck are still in place correctly. And that's how I do my eyebrows. Alright guys, so now I look totally crazy because I've got on eyebrows and nothing else on my face. But hey, for the sake of the tutorial. But, so that's how you can do your eyebrows. All three ways, that's how I would do my eyebrows, with powder, pencil, and gel. From here, I just wanted to give a couple extra tips for people who are just starting out doing their eyebrows. So first things first, this is really for people who have never done their eyebrows before. When you do your eyebrows for the first time, it's gonna look funny. You're gonna look in the mirror, you're gonna be like, oh, what did I do? I look like I've got caterpillars on my face. It looks like that because you've never done it before. And this is with any makeup item that you do. If you do a smoky eye for the first time, you're going to look like you got punched in the face. If you do a bold lip, it's going to look weird. If you do fill in your eyebrows, if you do contouring, everything's going to look a little bit different or weird the first time. That's just because you've never done it before. It doesn't mean that it looks bad. A lot of people do their eyebrows the first time, they don't like it, they stop. And they never try it again, when filling in your eyebrows really adds to a makeup look. And I wanted to talk about the colors of eyebrows. Now, if you have blonde eyebrows, you want to err towards either a blonde eyebrow color or a very, very light brown. If you have brown eyebrows, you know, you want to do a brown. But what I mainly want to concentrate is if you have black hair or black eyebrows. I never suggest that you use black in your eyebrows. Black is just too harsh on anybody. I would suggest using either an ebony color or a very, very, very dark brown. When you fill in your eyebrows, if you want to thicken them up, a lot of people ask me, I have thin eyebrows, how do I make them look thicker? When you make them look thicker, all you really have to do is draw them in. If you're really a beginner, I would suggest getting an eyebrow stencil that could really help you. But like I said in the video, you always want to draw up. You don't want to move down onto your eyelid unless you have a lot of eyelid space. I have a lot of eyelid space and I still don't draw down. You want as much eyelid space as you can get. So when you're increasing the size of your eyebrows, you want to move up. Draw the increased size up on the top rather than on the bottom. This is not only going to give you more eyelid space, but it's going to make your eyelids appear a lot bigger. Just because you're getting, you know, you're getting more space, but also those eyebrows are going to lift your eyes completely. I just want to say, just find what works for you. Don't go with what everybody else says. Oh, I love this product. I love this product. I hate this product. Just because somebody else doesn't like an eyebrow product, or any product for that matter, doesn't mean that you can't like it. You want to go with whatever works for you. So just find out what works for you, guys, and you will be filling your eyebrows in perfectly in no time. So I hope y'all enjoyed my first talk through tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I think everyone who comes to my channel likes my videos and just comments. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will talk to y'all later. Bye!
What is it all about? What is it?